I like doing anything for the Cougs.
Yeah.
You know, and Coach Bone and his staff, and you know, I mean, I do anything for anybody on this campus, and that team as well, and I think it's, you know, I think getting way too much credit for it. You know, Coach Levenseller deserves a lot of credit for what our team did 2 years ago. We were talking to our club, and our club wouldn't concentrate, and Levy came in. I brought Levy in because Levy was the only coach on campus with a Pac-10 championship. So, you know, we were on the verge of trying to win one of those, and it didn't happen. But, you know, Lev's words to the team was just get rid of the outside distractions. And for the next 3 weeks, all I heard our guys talk about was, you know, get rid of the outside distractions. So sometimes that's another voice. But, you know, I mean, there's some campuses, there's some coaches that they don't pull for each other. But when you're a Coug, you want those teams to play well, and you want those players to play well, and you want coaches to do well. I mean, on Tuesdays, you know, my wife hangs out with Coach Bone's wife, you know, so it's just, that's the campus life that we have here. And you know, if it helped, great. Like I said, if I knew that was going to work for their team, I'd talk to them every day. But, man, I hope I could help my team once in a while. Yeah, you know, I appreciate that. And like I said, I felt a little bit, I didn't want to cut them too deep because, you know, they hadn't been playing well. Just it is what it is. But I think they understand, you know, they know what good basketball is because they've played good basketball. And I think, you know, maybe it was just perfect timing, and maybe no matter what transpired on that Friday, they were going to play great basketball on Sunday. So now the whole key is, can they do it again? And, you know, talking to my team, just that, hey, guys, I put some pressure on our guys because I told them, if you want to watch a team that plays hard every day, come watch us play, because I believe that about our guys. And, you know, we're only 6 games into it, and or 5 games into it, and you know, the garbage has hit the fan for the basketball team, and they had to deal with it. We haven't had to do that. And the key is for any team is to, how are you going to respond when crappy things happen? And maybe it's time for good things to happen. We've seen some crazy things happen in sports. So, you know, my thought is this Cougar basketball team is going to go on a roll, and we're all going to watch it, and we're all going to be happy. I think it's, I want to say, easier and more difficult. It all depends what side you're looking at it. The nice part is you play somebody just off to the next team, so they don't get, the scouting report on you is not as maybe as clear, because all of a sudden you see somebody on Sunday, you've seen them 2 days in a row, you got a pretty good feel on them. I don't think anybody has a great feel on each other, which is a good thing. The neat thing about it is with the 4 teams, that's what you'd have in a regional, and we want to set it up like, hey guys, this is an NCAA regional, and the team with the best record moves on. We haven't moved on from a regional yet. We've played in 2, and we haven't been the last one standing. So our goal is to win this regional. Well, that's what we're going to do, and we have to play game by game. But the great part about this regional is that there's 3 great teams. I mean, Oklahoma State's kind of predicted to be at the top of their conference. Minnesota, I believe, was predicted early. I'm not sure, but I think they were predicted to win their league this year. And then South Alabama is one of the best teams in the Sun Belt every year. And then obviously got a new coach in the waiting, Coach Calvi from South Carolina. He was the pitching coach last year on the team that won the national championship. So, you know, they got some great energy too. So looking forward to just playing 3 really good teams to see, you know, what we can do. Because, you know, you have to, you only get your measuring stick is when you play great teams. And I think we got some great teams here to play. Yeah, it always happens like that. You know, it seems like, you know, when you're playing good baseball, there's more than one guy, but the guy that's or basketball or football, the guy that's the most important guy always seems to get all the fanfare, and Adam deserves it. You know, it's I like answering questions about Adam, and I also get sick of it because everyone's like, hey, what about Adam Conley? And I was thinking, were you paying attention last year? And he's an all Pac-10 performer. This guy's one of the best guys in the country. And he closed and he started, and you know, he did it all for us. And I've said things before, and I'll say it again. You know, that last June we got back from Fayetteville, and he broke his finger. And from that point on, his focus has really changed off the field, in the classroom, in the weight room. He always worked hard, but now he's taken it to a whole different level, and he's reaping the rewards. So are we. So he's going to continue to do what he's doing as long as he's healthy, and he's going to get better. He has great aptitude. And I see him just scratching the surface of who he can be. James this is a maturation process for Jay over his career. I mean, James has had some ups and downs. He's had some good moments, some tough moments. But you know, if you really look at the last year, he's pitched the ball good for us. Last year, he wasn't in the rotation until the middle, and he came out of the pen and threw some good games for us. And you know, people are kind of surprised by it. But I want to say, look at Kansas State, and guys have said, yeah, he didn't pitch very good. I said, no, he didn't pitch very good the first game. He came back and threw 2 games in one day. Normal guys don't do that. And I will guarantee you this, that when James got taken out of the Kansas State game and we decided to start him against Arkansas, he knew he was going to win. He didn't think he was going to win. He knew he was going to win. James steps foot on that diamond, and when he's pitching, I think the only difference he sees between him and Conley is about an inch in left-handed and right-handed. James has got a ton of confidence, so hopefully we can keep that going, and he can keep throwing the ball well for us. You're right. I mean, everyone talks about, hey, did Taylor drive any runs in this weekend? I said, not a lot, but he didn't let it in either. I mean, he made some great picks at first. He was little Jimmy Murphy-ish. Jim Murph could really could play defense, and Taylor was doing that same thing this weekend, some tough plays in traffic. So that was good to see. He's not just a one-dimensional player. That's what we try to recruit. We try to recruit guys that can swing the bat and play defense, and he proved that. And he's, like I said, he's an experienced guy. So even though it's his first year in the Pac-10, he's played in the Cape. He's been around a little bit. So I don't really consider him a young player in the league. Slaybon and Mon, a different story. Both those guys this year, last year this time, were playing high school baseball. Colin's done a phenomenal job in the situation he's been put in. Catching is a very, very difficult thing to do. Can you imagine in 20-degree weather catching a left-handed fastball going 94 miles an hour? It's not something I want to do, and he did it great. It's just going to help our team. We're really excited to get Jay back. You always want your guys healthy, and you really want your seniors. Jay has had some injuries since he's been here. He's had some tough luck, and some good things happen to him, but you just want to get him back on the field, and that's got nothing to do with Colin. Just wants to make our team better. We're going to have a 2-headed monster back there. And I think the good thing about Colin is he's so intelligent. A lot of people don't know this about Colin. Colin came in with a 2-year degree as a freshman, so he's already got a 2-year degree. And at the end of his first year at Washington State, or his first semester, he's still a 4.0. So this guy's an intelligent kid, but he'll learn a lot from Jay because Jay knows what he's doing. Jay's learned over his period of time, but especially what Coach Swinson wants and Coach Boroff wants from his catcher. So he'll be able to pass that information on to Colin. And sometimes it's not easy to pass it on unless you're playing. So once he starts playing, he can show Colin some of the tricks in the trade because I think Colin's, his abilities off the chart, but he's got to get better, and he will get better. And I think Jay will help him with that. Same thing with Jason. Jason's had some good moments already for us, and he will continue to have good moments. He's a really, really good player. The similarities with him and Slayball, they're very hard worker. They're both tremendous students. You're talking about a 4.0 high school student. I'm not sure exactly what Jason was in his class, but I know it was in the top 10 of his class. So, you're talking about intelligent guys, and they just both have really, really good tools. I like to say that we've been really coaching them up, but I don't see that happening. We've been putting them in the lineup, and they're learning as they go, and this conference will do that to you. If you get put out there enough, you're going to get really experienced, and then when you're that talented, you got a chance to be a really, really good player. Both those guys do. Yeah, it's just KJ. In my time at Washington State, have you ever seen a center fielder make it look as easy as he does? It's great when the ball gets hit, because it's funny, the ball gets smashed. You think it's going out of over the park or in the gaps, and somebody in our dugout say, "Oh, ball's caught." And it's not even a question. Our guys know when KJ's out there, the ball is caught. And Monda's going to turn into that type of guy too. And Jones is a solid defender himself. In 2.5 years, there's been some highlight reels plays that DJ has made. So those guys right there, they're interesting defenders. It makes us good, And then got some other guys too. Brett Jacobs, he came in as a high school shortstop, and he's gotten so much better out there. Coach Allen is just doing a great job with those guys. And Nate Blackham, he's Nate's kind of been the odd man out a little bit, but there's a role for Nate. And I'm telling you what, when Nate Blackham leaves here, there's going to be a lot of Cougar fans sad because he's going to be a fun one to coach and a fun one to watch for the next couple of years. Yeah, here for sure. This is the fastest team we've had some more of the lumbering type guys, but we have some more speed. KJ can pick them up and put them down, and Slayball and Monda, and Brett's gotten a lot faster. But even the guys that aren't flyers, DJ and Argyropoulos, I think Derek and Matt are 2 of our best base runners. They do a great job of reading the ball down. Ponce does that too when Ponce is healthy. So we got some good base runners too. We don't really have any cloggers, and I think the whole thing is to be aggressive too. We gotta be aggressive, and you gotta take the good with the bad. If you're gonna run, you're gonna get thrown out. That's just the way it is, and it doesn't bother me. I've told coaches numerous times I never read the book that you don't get the last, your third out at third. Let's go, let's pick them up, let's run, and let's put pressure on people. And the only way you do that is getting on base, and I think we've been competitive offensively. But if we can put that, put our guys in motion and get things going, I like our chances to score some runs. Yeah, I think, Craig, I think you've hit it on the head for sure, the bullpen. Wish Swintz was here to talk about. Swintz is, he's always got confidence. And I have confidence in our staff because I just know Swintz will prepare those guys and put themselves in roles. And it just kind of always works their way out. I never know with the pen, to be honest with you, who's going to do what. Jeremy Johnson was a heck of an arm for us, and the day he stepped foot on campus, Swintz was convinced he was our closer, and when he got healthy, he was. So same thing with Travis Webb. I didn't think Travis was going to be our closer a couple of years ago, and he was. Swintz was right on. So he'll get those guys worked out. Shuey's the most experienced guy that we have, so right now we're using him at the end of the games. He's a little bit different type of a closer because lots of times when you're dealing with closers, they're two-pitch guys, more power, but Shuey's got a chance to throw 4 pitches up there. Those freshman right-handers, I'm not concerned. There's still question marks. They've got probably 4 or 5 innings combined in their career. Williams and Leckenby. Drob has been around a while, and he's starting to put some good things together. We're looking for some consistency out of him, and he can help us. Left-handed wise, when Chad gets healthy, somebody's going back in the pen, and it'll probably be either D-Roy or Jackson or whoever, or somebody will go to Tuesday because that's, I think it goes without saying that Chad will be in our rotation. So we really haven't figured out exactly what we're doing. We just want to keep giving guys opportunities to throw it across the plate and to get people out and see how they deal with adverse situations. We, that first weekend we put them in some tough situations. And some guys had some success, some guys failed a little bit. The one guy that's had a lot of success over the first 2 weekends is Ochoa. Give Swintz all the credit in the world. Greg's got tremendous, confidence in Richie, and I can tell when Swintz wants certain guys to have the ball, so that's kind of why it's his decision.